Y'all already know what time it is. It's your favorite icon up in the building. We are the City Network in full effects. Circle of the Gods point six, the second channel here in YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And we live. Oh man, I have a exciting show today. At least it's gonna be exciting for me. We're gonna be talking about dad, father, friend, instructor, leader, because in a few days they're going to be celebrating Father's Day in the United States and probably some other spaces that identify with these sentiments of what that's supposed to mean. And I'm gonna say this here right out the bat: shout out to the fathers that will be recognized, and shout out to the fathers who won't. And a conversation like this here is different than Mother's Day because if you aren't a participating father, and I'm gonna get a little bit into my story, how I want it to be, but how I negated those obligations, trying to do something right, great intent, but wrong plan of action, and you know things happen. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that, dads, fathers, and what that mean, and the roles that men play in their sons and daughters' lives. And I'm gonna speak on it from the perspective of someone who didn't seize that opportunity, though I wanted to. And you know, the sharp contrast of people just thinking men don't want to be there for their children, and things of that nature, and especially the quote unquote or so called black man, African American man, um, in these United States Corporation of the Americas. And so, I want to touch that a little bit, because I'm a I'm a man. I'm the masculine principle. I do have children, and I had parents. You know what I'm saying? So I know what my life was like during that time. You know what I'm saying? And the things that was going through my mind as a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then informations I learned over time about that whole situation and why Pop may not have been there. I got it from his mouth, got it from my mom's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then just me in the middle. So I want to talk a little bit about that as we approach what they call Father's Day, which like Mother's Day, it's every day. Mom and dad every day. They don't pick a particular day to be mom and dad. Now they might not be the best mom and dad that we want every single day, but they being mom and dad every day. And when I say mom and dad, I'm not just speaking biologically. I'm speaking about those who stepped in the trenches, man, to try to help children who needed guidance, who needed love, and then others who who called themselves stepping in the trenches and straight up abused the privilege and the opportunities to help mold and shape our future. You know what I'm saying? Helpers of our people. Shout out to Sean Honey in the building. Salute to you and to everyone that's in the space. Sheree Abakachi, Bad Abadichi. Please forgive me if I messed up the name. I am so sorry. Now 3 a.m. in India. Oh, shout out to India. Shout out to most certainly. Shout out to our international family all over this earth. Wherever we are, the people. We here for the people, and we have people all over the earth. And I know it's early, early morning over there. Over here, in the states, it is 5:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States of America. I'm presiding in Florida, Jacksonville to be exact. Shout out to my hometown, Fort Pierce. Gotta give it up to my hometown, St. Lucie County. You already know what it is. The state of Florida, stand up. All our people all over this place, all over this world. Much love and peace to you all. Right. So I'm having music, and I'm also gonna be having some conversation here. So I want everybody to stick in there. Please don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. I need to take care of something really quick here. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. It's your favorite icon up in the building. Let's do this. The freestyle king is back, baby. Turn that up right there. You already know if I'm off in the booth. My eyes is wide open and I gotta tell the truth. What is the truth? The facts before you. How you perceive them, the way that you perceive them. I can't tell you nothing about that. I tell you this: if you bring your product and I bring my product, if my product solve it and your product don't, that mean your product get some floozy, some Bugatti on the front. Come on, I don't stunt necessary, and she smell like sweet citrus and often berries. So I'm telling her this: you can be a citizen in my world. You know you my girl, cause you the queen, and the queen gets the what? Whole thing, the whole salad, all of that. Egg, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, no crack. I can't have that. Figure me out. It's
shout out to Nate Razor's Hate in the building.
I got to get
Salute.
it, baby, and really top it all off. I'm the boss. That's a B and a O with a soft. Come on, goddamn it. You better understand game spit flame. When I lay him down, I just look at him like lame. Make your mind up, sucker. What you want? You know I am that motherfucker. Yeah, I'm on a different level, stepping on them like seashells and telling all them bastards they can go to hell. Yeah, I swell up like a riverbank, come through like a gladiator. What you think? Chop them up, chop them down. On the table like a slab. That's a 16, boy. Go ahead and do the math. Down for dime on them niggas. 30s and rolls with the rag tops like we coming in shows. We come in packs, nigga. But if it ain't that, we on some swings. Got them things in the waistbands. We coming in. The feds knew it. That's why they told my cousin we gon' have to kill him. We might have to kill him.
Yeah.
He like playing
True
with
story.
the guns, and I did for real. My name is Icon nigga, and that's the deal.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is your favorite icon up in the building, and we are back. Had to take care of a little shunting so I can get here with today's conversation. We 7 minutes into this broadcast right now. My conversation today is going to be on fathers, dads, and sons. In a few days, it's going to be yet again time to acknowledge, recognize, show love to dad. Some dads are not going to be the biological dads. Some dads are going to be the dads that stepped in the trenches because of relations with a mother who was already with children, but he stepped in the trenches to take on some of the burden, some of the weight, and also be a light, be a strength, be a visionary and an authority to lead that family, hopefully without much resistance, because those type of men definitely gonna get a lot of resistance from a lot of people, especially men who came into the situation, made the babies, and didn't want to be the daddy. You left for whatever reason you did. Maybe you had a couple other situations, or you just ran from the responsibility, or you got pushed out. Either way, if you left and somebody stepped in the trenches, I don't see where it could be so much you can say. You understand me? And I know some men don't want to hear that. Nobody's saying something to their children. And it's not the children's fault. It's not the man who stepped in the trenches to be what they call the stepdad fault. He just he in there because he has a connection with this mother who has children. Okay? And as a man, he already knows if I'm here for her, I can't just be here for her when she have those that depend on her and her children. So that man, if he care anything about that woman or care anything about whatever he's pursuing with that woman, he's definitely going to have to find that way, and he will find that way to make them children fit into his life. That means he's going to be getting up, going to work. He's going to be in that house making sure that they ain't running over their mama. But it's a shame when other men don't understand, because you gave up your right because you left, or you ran, or she was coming hard and you couldn't take because you couldn't develop thick skin and you left your children. and you went on out there and live your life, didn't come around, didn't try to show them nothing, didn't help them tie their shoes, didn't teach them how to swim, didn't give them no discipline, and then the man that stepped in the trenches did, you gonna hate on him? That's the man you gonna hate on. That's the man that other man will hate on. And as soon as one of them little children, that man that stepped in the trenches say, I'm putting my life on the line for this little brother, this little sister, that I'm gonna call my daughter my son because of my tie to their mother. This is the unit that I'm in. When another man give up his responsibilities in that way, how dare you come into a situation and tell another man, I forfeit every other right outside of the ones that I'm gonna step in when it comes to making sure this child gets disciplined. I don't agree with that at all. And that'll be for another conversation. Because as a man, I was in that situation in prison. My son and his mother, who had met some other guy, right, with 2 children at the time. Okay. Another man comes into the picture, then they have relations, baby come into the picture. My son lives in that situation. I'm not out there fulfilling my obligation because I'm in federal prison. Okay. I know I'm getting right into it. And because I'm there, it's not because, my intention was to do something because I lost my job. See, everybody got to know the story of people before you start judging people. Every man that's not in the picture ain't there because he's some deadbeat or he's a piece of shit or none of that right there. Because some of our sisters ain't gonna tell the damn truth. You know the man was a good man. Or you knew whatever he was, you knew before ahead of time some of the things because you saw red flags. You seen them because we see them. But we still venture. We still venture. Right? Because curiosity and attraction, and we want to know where this thing can go. So we'll look past some red flags sometimes for that. But again, getting back to what I was saying, that man that gave up his rights should applaud. Because when mine was in a situation where, he was in the care of his mother, but there was another man in that house leading that house, I wasn't gonna just bust my way up in there. This when some sense don't got into my head. You feel me? When some sense don't got into my head now. I'm thinking, why would I be hostile with another man where my son is at and I'm not there? Why would I create animosity? I'm thinking about the safety of my child. I'm thinking about the safety of that child's mother. I'm thinking about the safety of that man who stepped in the trenches saying, I'm going to allow your son to be up under this canopy of protection. As long as my son ain't getting bruised over there in no kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if the man tell you it's time to go to bed, take your ass to bed, man. If this man going to work or providing or doing whatever he need to do and he tell you to sit your ass down, shut up, sit your ass down and shut up, son. And I remember there was a time when these things was heavy on my mind because my intention was I got to be here for my children because I didn't have a relationship with my dad in that way. I knew him. I was around him from time to time, but I didn't have a real relationship with him. Okay. I had more of a relationship with my stepdad that I call dad, who put in time with me. You know what I'm saying? And I think when people say a dad and a father, father is the biological and the dad is the one that's there that go through the experiences. Listen, a dad fathers a child. Children need their dads. Children need the masculine principle. I don't care what nobody. No, not masculine in mama and feminine in mama. Child, that little girl, that little boy needs that masculine energy in his life. But it seems to me, because of negative programming through social engineering and construct, we can't seem to get in our own heads and get out our own way and stop getting to these unnecessary beasts and making the children pay the penalty. In my particular case, I was in survival mode. At least I thought I was. Still running the streets, trying to work, but still running the streets, still getting into trouble. Don't messed up in school, can't go back to school. I'm a teenager with a son and a daughter in this world. And I said to myself, I want something different for them. I want to be there for them. Shout out to you, Sean. Good night to you. Peace. And I want to be there for my children. And when you, and I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna be direct. I'm gonna be very blunt. I didn't lack education, can read, write, do arithmetic, all that good stuff. Smart, smart student. Okay. But in the school of life, dumb. Very, very naive, lost, green, but thinking that I was on point. Ain't experienced enough life at that point to know you got to do better research when you start to move forward. Because life is different when you bring life into this world, when you become a part of that experience. So when it happened for me, I'm already kicked out of school. I'm at a job. I don't lost my job at a certain point. I lose my job. And in my mind, how I got to make sure I continue to take care of my children. I don't have a stable situation, never had a real stable situation in my life. And what little stability I did had, I didn't even know how to really appreciate it. You know, didn't know how. And when you don't know that you don't know, that's dangerous. It's very dangerous. So I ended up making decisions that put me in the same situation that I was in with my dad, that my dad was in with his father. Irregardless of my good intention, my plan of action, when I lost that job, when I began to panic because of pride, I wasn't going to put that on my family. That's my responsibility. This is what I'm saying to myself as a young teenager. Okay, not even according to the age cycle, not even 21, not even an adult yet. I'm still a boy, smart in school but dumb as hell in the world, the real school of life. And so I ended up not being there for my children too. And sometimes I think about that. I have children and I don't know what it is to be a dad or a father. And it's not that I didn't want to know what that was. My degree of understanding at the time wouldn't allow me to get past certain things within my own self community. And so I couldn't turn the light on in my life enough to stay there for them. But I love them. Always gonna love them. Always gonna want the best for them. Anytime I get an opportunity to talk to them, I'm gonna give them the best of whatever information and knowledge I have and encourage them. And also be honest with them. I can't live your life. And the life that I missed with you, man, yeah, it hurt. It hurt. So I want the world to know and understand every man that's not in their child's life ain't there because he cheated on somebody. Sometimes he just didn't have the bandwidth. He didn't have the range and vision or the right instructions in life. And he went off what he knew and what he felt. And his math probably was off and led him into some path that pulled him away from his family like mine did. And this is a testimony. I'm not a bad person. Most men, we're not bad people. We get a bad rep because it's important that we get a bad rep if we can form into something that can build a shelter around our families, our communities. Men are naturally warriors. We're the military of our people. So yes, I'm not going to get into the blame game, but I'm going to talk about the obvious, the facts. There are things out here that have made the man become insignificant to the point that they have want to completely change his nature. Don't want him to know what that is, what the responsibility is. And it was a gradual process, and it's still happening to the day. That's why the few remaining men who get shut down, who get called out of their name, nobody want to hear from him no more. Why? Because a thorough job has been done on the man. And I was a part of that. My dad was a part of that. There's many men that was a part of that. So I understand what it is to want to be somewhere, but then understanding or coming into the understanding the reasons that you weren't. So I ain't in no position to judge my dad because he wasn't in my life. No more than my son being upset because I wasn't in his and going through certain things. He may not understand the type of love I have for him because I learned how to become a little tougher as a man in my thought process because I'm a warrior, I'm a soldier, I'm a general, I'm the protection. I'm not always gonna be rubbery and flexible in certain things when it comes to what I know a man's responsibility is, and I had to learn that. And I can't be guilt tripped into anything. You lose stature, brother, when you do that. And the truth of the matter, when men come to grips with what they have done, we have a tendency through rationale to try to do it, get it right for the most part. Now, for the ones who don't, hey, can't accept no responsibility on part of what they're doing. I can only own up to it when I was doing it and tell you about the change and then how things move forward the right way. Our children need us. Our children need us. They do. Even when they become adults, they need us, but it's not our job to live for them. Because what happens when we not here? If you enable them, if you don't give them the right resources, if you're not there, and that's why it's so important that there be guidance in the life, even if it's not the biological father. It's great if the biological father could be there, but it's the mentality, whether it's the biological or the brother that stepped into the trench. It's a mentality. It's a mind thing, which is the real thing. So while we getting ready to celebrate Father's Day, again, it's gonna be so different from Mother's Day. Fathers don't get the same type of attention and love because we have been made the scapegoat for every bad thing that ever happened in life. And I'm here to tell you, I refuse and reject that deposit. I know better than that. I know better than that. And there are no perfect people on the earth. Can't no mother claim perfection. Can't no father claim perfection. Can't no generation claim perfection. We all have to walk this narrow line called life. And every time we try to cheat it, we end up losing because of it. We run from the purest form of knowledge because we don't want that mental and spiritual pain, that purification part. Because somebody told us that it hurt and it's wrong and replaced it with something else. Every animal in life that I've seen and witnessed have structure. The Creator give it to us. If it's not a asexual creature that can replicate itself, it's masculine and feminine energies or principles coming together because both of them have what each other need for the process to happen called replication, birth. And even in that process, there are assigned roles for every life form. And a lot of the times, the masculine is the one that mostly does the protecting and the leading. And in other realms of that, and it existed, well, the feminine principle leads the pack. But the male in that pack still warrior. Got to go to war. We can go to the ants. We can go to the bees. Queen is never seen. Queen is hidden out of sight. Why? Because we don't want nobody to come corrupt that. And they have their structure. They have their hierarchy. They got their military. They got their laborers. But Queen is never seen. Queen ain't out parading how thick she is and all this other shit. And Queen never used to do that. It was a different outlook on the woman. How did it get corrupted? Nobody really want to talk about how these things get corrupted because you don't believe social engineering exists. That's how powerful the arch deceiver is, man. Made everything that was wrong look right or appear right, and everything right appear wrong. But a responsible mother, what's a responsible mother? Not a perfect mother. Again, Any man that want a woman to be perfect, man, you out your mind. There are no perfect women. Okay? No more than there are perfect men. Sisters, if you looking for the perfect man, you out your mind. So we need to find that chord back to something sane and something that can be rational and mathematically put together to give us a better product than what we've been getting. And again, our children, as we were children before, that's why it's important to study your own life. We want to believe in every book that's out there, and ain't nothing wrong with that because the people in these books who had stories, whether they wrote them themselves or somebody else wrote about it, I always take it with a grain of salt because it's going to be some form of biasness because I know the devil is busy. He everywhere. He corrupt all kinds of. It don't matter if you in a church, a mosque, a synagogue. He get right on up inside of those places that we think is good and corrupt the hell out of that too. And you know our babies go there too. Every school, every institution of learning, our children got to walk through that. We had to walk through these things. How fortunate those who come into this world who have responsible mothers and fathers. And that's not to say those who are not or deemed not to be don't have love in them for their children. We yes, I'm gonna say it, and then we do have to recognize and acknowledge that there are some men and women who bring children into this world and abuse them very bad. Mentally deranged gotta be that you would take life that's coming from you and abuse it, misuse it. But that's the world that we live in. And that's a world that's not worth saving. That's a world that we should be trying to push over the cliff into the lake of fire. So men, whether you biological or whether you are the brother that stepped into the trenches, man ain't about the physicality, it's about the mental and the spiritual that directs flesh. That's been made and created to take on certain jobs. And we can't keep forfeiting this here because our women screaming now. Because our women got more balls than us. I refuse to let my woman have more nuts than me because she ain't got no damn nuts. But I got to be understanding enough to know that the power that God did give the woman, you better recognize that there. And I pay homage to that. I respect the creator in that way. But if we're not approaching it in that way, how can we give it? How can we receive anything good from that when we won't even open up the mind to let the creator do his work within us? Yeah. So my word today, as we approach Father's Day, I'm at 28 minutes. I'm going to try to do the right thing this time. Try not to go to 40 minutes. As we approach Father's Day, which is every day in my book. Brothers, we already know we shouldn't expect what mama gonna get. No. Mm-mm. And for the children that will give us that kind of energy, man, God bless you. We thank those for even the one that had to bounce back and come back into the lives, and the one that was there from the beginning. I'm not gonna make no separation no more between my brothers. We got the sickies of the sick. We got those that's coming out of sickness and those who maintained the line and took the medicine and stayed in the game. Either one of those men can improve, and either one of those men can go deeper into the abyss of nothingness. But the tricks of the devil to make us see each other different or take every experience that we have and make it so different that we can't see each other. We can't understand. Yeah. So not just the blood, the spirit, the mind energy, a focus and a refocus on nature and the laws that govern nature. I spent a great amount of time in this flesh, missing a lot of lessons from a more positive perspective as far as I'm concerned. Meaning, I wish I could have made a different decision and been there with my children instead of doing things and that put me in a position to go to federal prison for 28 plus years. And then I say, if I would have did that, there is no guarantee that I would have still been a good dad. Yeah. I mean, come on, let's get into this. Just because somebody goes to prison don't mean they're the worst person or dad in the world. They most certainly forfeited some things. But you can be a man that never went to prison and still be out here and not be on top of your game. No room to talk. But those be the biggest talkers. We don't allow each other as men to formulate bonds and the strength that we need. We watch our women do it all the time. And then you have to think about how the devil work in a lot of those situations. Not all of them, but some of them. Because there be a lot of evil going on. But the sisters, they come together, they rally together, they move together, they at the parties, pajama sets. They can do things that men, real men, we can't even fantasize. Think about being in a room full of men, we out on pajamas and we sitting around drinking wine or whiskey and shit. We don't do that. And I'm sorry if anybody take offense to that. Or think I'm saying, which, because I know some people will. What you trying to say? If men do that, listen, I'm just saying. Just because I say real in my perception, that's what it is for me. I'm not saying it's edged in stone for you, but to those that can reciprocate. That ain't no slight to anybody. We got to tell the truth, irregardless of the circumstances. I'm telling the truth about me. Yeah. I go to the Creator all the time and tell him things that I ain't gonna tell none of y'all. Because in our state, we don't do nothing but corrupt information and try to use it as a tool against somebody. These are the facts. Oh man, I'm from Fort Pierce, Florida, man. What's up, Duval? Right here in Jacksonville. I'm telling you, man, I had so much fun. We had 32 minutes. I'm gonna try to cap this thing off at 35. I just wanted to come in and say to every brother, man, every father, every stepdad, to every person that need to step up, man. Men, it's time for mental health to be a part of the picture again. We got to do something with this mental illness. So I want to make sure that every time I come, I've done this in the past, in that mental health, we got men. And you take men out of mental and take heal out of health. We need men to heal. We need healing. Not the type that our women keep talking about. I know what kind of healing y'all want us to go through, sisters, and trust me. We have to take in considerations everything that the queen says, the feminine principle says, because you are the other part of this battery. If we want to be at maximum power, we got to be together, right? But the type of healing that we as men know we need to heal in. And we need to start talking to each other about that more. We need to learn how to conserve our energies and stop giving all of our energies to things that's not worthy of us, in my opinion. If you feel it's worthy, you take off and do what you do. Because we're going to be going in different directions anyway. And I wish you well on your journey and safety, bro, because you got to go find what you got to find. But as men, we got to find better ways to talk about what we should be doing to heal where we see we need repair. And we don't need no outsiders coming in trying to interject some stuff from these people's schools of thought on what they say a man is supposed to be. Okay? So I just wanted to come in and get that off, man. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to the sisters who feel they got to put on more masculine energy to try to raise and real good men. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Most High know better than me. But as a brother, if I can channel it, if it makes sense to me, and sometimes I got to find the courage to say it, even if you don't like it. Even if you unfollow me, even if you unsubscribe, I still got to stand 10 toes down on what I know and proceed to be the truth as far as I'm concerned, because the object here is to bring us back together, reform the brotherhood, the manhood, not use energy to find fault and blame. Who got time for that? I don't. Soldiers like we don't. We got too much work to do. And the greatest job that we have right now, brothers, is It's coming forth and standing 10 toes down in our examples as men, not as perfect men, not out here pretending to be perfect or pretending that we know everything, but being open and honest. Man, I'm in the school, I'm learning things. The little things I have learned, I want to put them to good use. I want to get on up and call that woman and say, hey, listen, I know we had some problems, but we have children. I know me and you probably never get back together, you know what I'm saying? But I want to do something to make sure our child is good. I'm not trying to infringe on no relationship you don't develop with somebody else. I respect that, brother. But I know my child need me in his or her life. See, it's a way to do everything. You know what I'm saying? And I also know some people, nigga, that's soft. Wait, let it be soft. I'm going to be responsible. I don't have little children. Mine are adults with children. You know, and I'm sitting here being honest too. I've been trying to work through some things, and I'm not gonna make no excuses, man. I got grandkids I need to see. Met one of my grandsons once, like I met my granddad once. And when I was trying to reach back out, and when I had found a connection to him while I was in federal prison by meeting one of my relatives in there, a cousin, out of Port Solano, out of Stuart, Florida. My granddad, he told my granddad I was there. And my granddad wanted to come see me, but unfortunately, because I was on my revolutionary stance at that time in federal prison, I got into some things with the system, and they took me to another location. And by the time I get back around, Grandpa was gone. So, moral of the story: we need men. We need good men. We need men that don't let the dust got on you because the world don't beat you up and told you ain't nothing. I need you to shake that shit off. Don't let nobody tell you how to be a man but the Most High. Okay? Respect the women that do the best that they can, but you better turn your mind back to God and let God make you remember what a man is supposed to be. And likewise for the sisters, for the women. And let's stop all this gender warring and this the man, it's the woman fault. No, it's our damn fault. And we passing these faults on to the children that's going to continue that others can use them because they so confused and lost and get into things that don't even freaking matter. And we keep playing the same old game. Oh, he good, he not good, she not good. He did. Come on, man. The devil is having a field day with this. Boy, made us the perfect agents of our own destruction. With love, I speak these things. I had a great time. I'm finna get on up out of here because, like I said, I wasn't trying to go 40 minutes, but damn it, I always seem like the Spirit always hit me with that last little burst of energy, and I have to go on up in there. But before I go, I love y'all with God's perfect love. Keep your head on a swivel because it's dangerous out here. Protect yourself at all times because you got a right to protect yourself. And use your mind, because if you don't use your mind, somebody else will. These are the facts as best I know them. Shout out to the fathers out there, potential fathers out there on Father's Day every day. I'm going to just say it like that. It's love, bros. Let's get it together and let's reform that circle of the manhood, man. I'm telling you, man, I feel so blessed, beyond blessed, man.
Yeah, real talk. So many ways and so many days, so many lives.
We there.
You know, yeah. We leaving here. We coming here.
I'll be back inside these YouTube streets. I'm going to be here. We going to talk about it. I'm trying to find some people in this YouTube land. I got friends that want to come in the box with it. Let's do it. I'm trying to line that up and make sure I'm taking care of home and my work opportunities. So
it ain't fair, but
we here. We doing it. We out of City Network, Circle of the Gods, .6.
So blessings.
Fedora gang in the building.
So blessed. Let's go. Let's picture that, you know what I'm saying?
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's smooth. Why?
You know it's smooth.
I'm so thankful, man. I got to just shout it. Woo! I give praise to the Most High every day. Guide my ways, my feet be stepping on early graves, but backed up, tucked around. Came back and seen the sun, laid it down in the palm of my hand. See, I'm a monk sometimes when I dunk like MJ. 22, 23, 24. Any way you wanna ride, let them know you can go toe to toe, blow for blow if they don't. You see, when God bless you, He bless you from top to bottom. In the middle is so lovely already. When I'm sitting here, I see the ghosts on either side telling me remember Him. Cause at the end of the day, only God get the praise. We can act like slaves, but He be showing us the ways. We don't listen when it speak to us for shit. It's the spirit, my nigga. Can you hear me? Let's split up. I mean the flame get higher. Burn so slow, my desire.